Priest for Life, bringing you my daily diary update for Wednesday, July 13th and Thursday, July 14th of 2022. Now, these days were part of our week-long pastoral team meeting. So as you know, each month or 6 weeks, we bring the whole team together. We do intensive updating, planning, and fellowship and prayer. This meeting was held by Zoom, and my days were essentially taken up with these meetings with the different leaders of the different branches of our ministry. So on Wednesday, I started early with Mass in the chapel, which I taped for later broadcast, work at my desk, an administrative phone call at 7:45, staff briefing at 8:30. At the staff briefing, we had special updates from our Associate Director, Father Dennis, and from our international team, Bob Lalonde, Marie Smith, Geoffrey Strickland over at the Vatican. And then I gave an update to the team about my recent travels. That meeting went until about 9:25, 9:30. Did some additional work, checking in with different staff and at my desk. And then at 10, a pastoral team convened, and we had updates from our website department, from our social media department, from our resource department, and from our website department. That meeting lasted until 11. Quick break, and then at 11:15, we had another pastoral team meeting, this time with the political outreach associate, giving us an update and leading us in a discussion regarding what needs to be done for the midterm elections, what Priests for Life is doing. That was an 11:15 meeting, lasted until noon. At noon, I had a working lunch with our social media developer. We went to a local place and came back at 1 and went to my desk, some midday reading and emails. And then at 2 o'clock, I had a phone conversation with one of our key attorneys, and we were talking about some implications of the Dobbs case and what the pro-abortion people are trying to do from a legal vantage point. Then at 2:30, went back into a pastoral team meeting where we had an hour-long discussion in detail about the Dobbs case and what we are doing for follow-up. I led that discussion until 3:30. At 3:45, our pastoral team meeting resumed, and we had a discussion about the new book published by our executive director, Janet, and the team shared their insights about that book. Then at 5 o'clock, had a meeting with my social media team, then did work at my desk, getting updates from the staff, took my daily exercise walk, made a couple of phone calls. 8 p.m., or I met with one of our videographers who was here working through the dinner hour. And then at 8 p.m. went back into the studio, did a live broadcast on my Praying for America program. After which I went to a nearby restaurant for a late dinner. That was Wednesday the 13th. Thursday the 14th of July, again starting out with early Mass, with update with our administrative team at 7:45. By the way, when I say doing various emails at my desk, this included getting pro-life leaders connected with certain attorneys that they were looking for, approving press releases, sending comments to reporters who were requesting them, sending out helpful quotes to our team to use in regard to the Supreme Court case, sending a proposal to a donor for funding our election activities, and responding to a request from Governor DeSantis' campaign as we reach out to encourage and educate voters about him. Then we had, as I say, the morning administrative meeting, and then the staff briefing, an extended staff briefing, including updates from our fundraisers, from our Washington, D.C. office, from our communications director, from our youth outreach director, from our Rachel's Vineyard team, and from our senior vice president, and also from our technology team. Having done that, I ran into the studio right after that meeting. That meeting went until about 9:35. Ran into the studio to tape a clip for Right Side Broadcasting Network that they are going to use during their coverage of President Trump's upcoming rally. in a couple of days. After I did that clip, I had a 10 a.m. meeting with our executive director and with our Rachel's Vineyard associate, and then at 10:30, a meeting with our executive director and our associate director, Father Dennis. Then at 11, I had a 1-hour radio interview. That was for Divine Mercy Radio from 11 to noon. At noon, I had a working lunch appointment with our executive director and our videographer, Kurt, who's down from New Jersey. We went out to that lunch appointment until about 1:15. Got back to the office just before 1:30, and at 1:30 went into a pastoral team meeting by Zoom, where we talked about op-eds that many of us are writing, and we talked about upcoming projects and travels. Then at 2:15, I met with our studio and production team. And then at 3 o'clock, did a pre-taping of our Praying for America show for the evening's broadcast. Then at 3:30, right from that taping, I went into a meeting of our correspondence and public outreach department. Now, these meetings are important because for all those who answer phone calls, answer letters, and answer emails, we always make sure that Priests for Life is giving a consistent and up-to-date and helpful response to various questions that people in the pro-life movement have about the movement and about abortion and about the news and about what we're doing. So that meeting took place at 3:30 until about 4:15, and then at 4:15, I had another meeting with our finance department, just getting updated on various progress that we are making. Met with them at 4:15 until about 4:45. Went to see our executive director, and then at 5 o'clock met with her and our youth outreach director. Took my daily walk, I made a couple of additional phone calls, and worked at my desk until 7:30, when we went on a 1-hour, little more than an hour, Zoom call with about 50 election volunteers that we have across the country, and talking to them, getting reports from them, training and encouraging them. We had a special guest on who's a political expert, and concluded that meeting about 8:45 or so, at which point I went to a nearby restaurant for a late dinner and concluded the day for Thursday, July 14th. So those were those 2 days on my schedule, 2 days of more progress in service to the unborn, in service to the kingdom of God, and in service to you, brothers and sisters, to help you effectively defend the unborn. Thanks for watching these updates. Full transparency, we're an open book because we're accountable to you,